How are you guys? Welcome to the beginner guide to weightlifting. This video is for you if you are a grown man and snatch less than 110 kilos. Every single grown man who weighs more than 75 kilos can snatch 100, 105, 110 kilos. It doesn't matter when you started, if you started at 30 years old or your genetics or whatever, you can snatch more than 100, 105 kilos. If you're a grown woman and clean and jerk less than 95 kilos, the same goes for women. There's no excuses. And if you weigh 49, 55 kilos, 85, 90 kilos clean and jerk is achievable. Doesn't matter if you started at 30, 35 years old. And if you're employed or a businessman with a passion for weightlifting, this is for you, okay? I myself have a business. I myself have a busy schedule, so I know how to find the training systems, and I will show you for absolutely for free in this video how I do it. So now, who is this guy and what do I know? So I have more than 8 years of experience in the high level in this sport with lifting. I've coached over 65 people from all over the world in my weightlifting community. It's totally one-on-one, and I'm Pan American champion, national champion. I'm also world medalist, the first one of my country as a youth athlete, and I snatch more than 150 kilos, more than 180 kilos. So I have the credentials in order to show you guys how to achieve a 20, 25 kilo improvement to your total. Now, let's talk about technique. If you're a beginner or even someone that has done weightlifting for the past few years, you've certainly listened to some coaches saying technique is number one, technique is the most important thing, technique this, technique that. But what you need to understand, and what these coaches seem to not understand, is that technique is not a thing. Technique is just a combination of a lot of aspects, such as strength, such as positioning, and such as specific mobility. If you don't have one of these four, you're not going to be able to have a good technique, okay? Strength, mobility, positioning, it's extremely important. Technique is just a combination of these three, okay? Number two, there's no perfect technique, okay? That's why the weightlifting videos about technical tips are not going to help you at all, because someone with short femurs and someone with long femurs, you cannot give the same general technical tips to the same people, to those different people, because everybody has different weaknesses, everybody has different morphologies, everybody has different body types and goals, and not everybody has started with lifting at 15 years old. And just as an example, let's take as an example the World Championships, where there's over 1,000, 2,000 athletes in the same competition doing the same movements, snatch and clean jerk, and they're all doing it in a different way. That's the number one proof that there's no perfect technique. That's why you truly need someone that's going to be one-on-one with you, because you cannot give the same tips to everybody. Now, technique is a constant battle. Even myself, that I've been doing this sport for more than 10 years and I've been 8 years in the high level, I still struggle with technique a lot of times. I still struggle with technical weaknesses, with technical mistakes. I still struggle with that. So it's absolutely impossible to achieve perfection. I've trained with world champions, I've trained with Olympic medalists, and they still work on their technique. They still have technical issues, and they still are humble enough to listen to their coaches and truly apply the technical tips. And yes, they do have the strength. Yes, they do have the positioning. And yes, they do have the specific mobility. That's why they work on their technique. Because if you don't have these three, it's going to be absolutely impossible for you to achieve a good technique. Let's not even talk about a perfect technique, because nobody has it. No. So, Brian, the technique, the strength, the mobility, that's awesome. But what do I focus first? On what should I focus? Because now I'm lost. You're telling me to not work on my technique, or what are you telling me? So, the first thing you should focus on, and your number one goal, should not be to the next Max Out Friday, should not be to add 25 kilos to your total. The number one goal should be your positions. You should be able to hit all of your positions correctly, because positioning is the number one strength that you can have in this sport. Okay. And positioning is also a combination of strength, and soon I'm going to tell you the second aspect. But let's start with strength, okay? Positioning, yes, it's great, but you need strength in order to maintain those positions that you need and in order to get out of these positions. Because let's say you do a clean, but you cannot stand up. What's the point of the positions? What's the point of having a good mobility if you don't have a good strength? It's just like recovery and training. They go hand in hand. So it's the same thing with strength, positioning, and mobility. They go hand in hand. So now, front and back squats. As we know, this sport, we do clean and jerks, we do snatches. But if you don't have strong legs and a strong back, which is something that you will work on with your accessories and with your front, back, snatch, and clean pulls, you're going to hit a plateau pretty soon. I see so many athletes that just work technique, technique, the coaches, technique, technique. But if you don't have strong legs, strong back, you will hit a plateau. So you need to truly get up those numbers in the front and back squats, in the snatch and clean pulls. And I see many athletes that are like, oh yeah, but I already have strong legs. I already have strong back. I already have a good physique. Well, let me tell you, my friend, you will never achieve your fullest potential if you don't achieve your fullest potential in the front and in the back squats. I was clean jerking 160 kilos and I still squatted 280 kilos. That's my back squat. So it was not like, oh no, I'm just gonna stop doing my back squats because I'm already too good at squats. So I'm just going to work on my clean jerk. Yes, I'm going to work on my clean jerk, but I'm also going to work on my squats because right now I'm able to clean jerk more than 180 kilos because I have that strong and solid foundation of my squats. And I'm able even to go to 200 kilos in the next few months because I have that strong, solid foundation. So you need to see that those front, back, squats, snatch, clean pulls as your foundation. Okay. If you truly want to be in this sport in the long term, you need to work on these. Now, do you need to squat every single day? Absolutely not. Because you're going to mess up your knees, you're going to mess up your back. So many athletes, and that's why so many weightlifters have knee pain, back pain, hamstring pain. It's because they just overdo things, they overtrain the squats when just by doing 2 or 3 times back squat per week, I was able to squat 280 kilos because, as I said, training and recovery go hand in hand. And the third thing is accessories. Okay. With lifting, yes, it's pretty cool. Snatch, clean jerks, squats, pulls. But if your muscles are not ready to handle those heavier weights, the risk of injury is going to be so high. Your risk of injuring yourself is just going to be so high. So those accessories are going to help you with your strength, are going to help you with your physique. As you can see here, Luke Xiao Jun, he's an Olympic champion. The Chinese weightlifting team, the Carlos Nazar, who is the best weightlifter in the world right now, they all have bodybuilder physiques. It's not because of a coincidence. It's not because whatever. It's because if you don't have a good physique, if you don't have muscles that are prepared to handle heavier weights, you will never achieve your fullest potential. Now, can you lift a lot of weights without having a good physique? Yes, but we're talking about optimization. When we're trying to optimize, we need to truly work on your physique as an athlete, and you're going to do that through your accessories and through your nutrition because, as you guys know, if you truly want to build a crazy physique, you need to truly work on your nutrition too. So this strength, always remember, this is the very, very important as a weightlifter. Now, number two, as I said, training and recovery go hand in hand. It's 50-50. Now, specific mobility and strength is also 50-50. If you're able to hit all of the positions and you're extremely mobile, but you're not able to get out of these positions or to maintain those positions, you will never achieve your fullest potential in weightlifting. And there's absolutely no point in only having raw strength when you cannot hit the positions because you have a very bad mobility. Okay, you don't want to squat 280 kilos and just be like this, tight as a rock. And when you're going to be 50 years old or 45, you're going to have back pain, shoulder pain, knee pain, and you're just going to stop the sport because you're mess up everywhere. So this is why, guys, if you only think short term, you just want to hit your next PR and the next Max Out Friday, just leave this video, because this is not for you. This is for the people who truly enjoy the sport and who truly want to improve in the long term, in the next 2, 3, 5 years, 10 years, and who truly want to stay healthy, injury free, and do things correctly. Okay. So what I do with me and all of my clients is that we do a 15 minutes specific mobility sessions after your workouts. Now, specific, why specific? It's because it's truly specific to the sport. It's not like doing the split. Doing the split is not going to serve you a lot for weightlifting, but many stretches that are specific to the sport are truly going to help you specifically with your cleans, specifically with your snatches, with your overhead positions. After that, you're going to do your session, your mobility, you're going to take a shower, you're going to go to work with your kids, whatever. And before going to bed, you're just going to take 10 minutes and you're going to do a normal stretching session where you're going to stretch your hamstrings, where you're going to stretch your shoulders. And this is truly for to reduce the risk of injury. And most of you guys, even myself, I have a business and I stay on a chair for 6, 7, 8 hours every single day. And when I'm going to be 35, 40, 45 years old, I don't want to have back pain. I don't want to have knee pain. I don't want to have shoulder pain and be like with pain everywhere, because I truly want to stay healthy. And this is one of my goals as a weightlifter, is to truly be an athlete and truly be healthy. Okay. This is why so many weightlifters have pain everywhere, because they just focus on max out, max out. Okay. So you need to be smart and truly just take 10 minutes. Just 10 minutes before going to sleep. It's also going to improve your sleep quality. Okay. And 145 minutes mobility session per week. This is, for example, myself, I have a specific mobility protocol, and my clients too, where they follow every single stretch that they need to do, and it's adapted to their weaknesses. Let's say you have an overhead mobility weakness, then that's what we're going to work during pretty much 30 of those 45 minutes. If you have problems with your squats, if you have problems with your knees, back, we're going to work on that. It's specific to you. Okay. Positioning. Now, positioning is a combination of mobility and strength. Once you have those two, you need these three positions. Okay. Number one, the snatch overhead position. I see so many of you guys, you just want to like lift more weights, but the bar is like this on front and you're just extremely tight and you cannot go in the snatch position correctly. Guys, with that, you're just going to injure your wrist, your shoulders, your elbows, and you're going to hit a plateau pretty soon. So you truly need to work on that snatch overhead positions with a bunch of variations, with a bunch of mobility exercises, and with a bunch of accessories. Now, the second one is the clean position. If you cannot take the bar correctly here and you're just like this with one finger and your shoulder or in your elbow or wrist is hurting, then it's not optimized for you to truly be injury free and to truly improve your clean and jerk. Okay. Because the clean and jerk, yes, it's 80% strength, but if you're not able to hit those positions, you can be strong as a rock. You're not going to be able to hit your fullest potential. That's why when you see sometimes in the gym, there's like that skinny guy that looks like he's never gone to the gym, and he snatches your clean and jerk when you look absolutely jacked and ripped, and the guy who looks jacked and ripped cannot even clean and jerk the snatch of the other guy who looks like a skinny dude. So this is why. It's because of the positioning, and it's because of the specific mobility and specific strength to the sport. Okay. And last one is going to be the deep squat position. Okay. See, so many of you guys, you stop at like 90 degrees. You should be able to go into deep squat position, because just by going into the deep squat position in the snatch and clean jerk, you're going to be able to add like 15, 20 kilos minimum in your snatch and clean jerks, because you're going to have way more room to put the bar overhead and actually make the lift. So now, Brian, I now have the strength, I now have the mobility, I now have the positioning. So what's next? And how can I achieve those positions, that strength that I want, and those mobility that you want? So how do you achieve it? You need a training system tailored to your schedule, very important, and goals. It's truly essential for you to transform all of your weaknesses into strengths and maintaining a long-term approach to the sport. Okay. Number one, do not try and rush the process. Okay? We love this sport, so we're in this in the long run, in the long term. Okay? And when I say a training system truly tailored to your schedule, is that someone who works 60 hours or 50 hours per week, has kids, has a high stress life, cannot have the same programmation as someone who only does with lifting, who takes care of every single metric to be world champion. You cannot have the same planification. Number two, you cannot have the same planification as someone who wants to become Olympic champion, and you just do it for fun. You cannot have the same planification. That's why general planifications do not work. Number two, lifting heavy weights when your body and mind are not prepared for it. So many times you're going to have mental blockages and you're going to be like, oh, the problem is mental. No, no, no. Your problem is physical, because the physical and mental aspect of this sport is totally relied. When your body is not prepared to lift a certain weight, your mind is just going to say, your brain is going to say, it's not stupid. It's just going to say, hey, man, you have no business attempting this weight, and it's just going to block. So it doesn't truly come from that, let's say, mental blockage. So it truly comes from a lack of preparation. You're just trying to rush the process, and rushing the process 99% of the time is going to make you have injuries, mental blockages, and burning out from the sport. This is why you see so many like young athletes retiring at the age of 25, 26, or people stopping with lifting after 3, 4 years, because they're just trying to remove the foundation and just trying to boom, 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 smash PRs, smash personal records, smash heavier weights, but your body is not prepared. And your body is going to eventually burn out. And when your body keeps burning out every single time, your mental is also going to take a hit, because your brain is going to be like, wait, what's happening? Okay. And this is also one of the most important keys, is that weightlifting is there to enhance your lifestyle. Okay. Weightlifting is there to make you feel great after your training session. If after your training session, you just want to go take a nap for 8 hours, you're not using weightlifting in the correct way. You don't have the right training system. You're training way too much. You're overtraining. You're training every single day, even though you have a job, even though you have a business, even though you have kids, and you cannot sleep every single night for 8 hours. So weightlifting is there to enhance your lifestyle, not to consume it. So now, what works for me and all of my clients? Because yes, it's very easy to say, yeah, weightlifting should enhance your lifestyle and not consume it. But what we do at 322 and what I do for myself, and this is how I became Pan American champion, how my guy Moy added plus 20 kilos to his total, is that we start by a 2 weeks weakness identification protocol. So for example, for myself, I do competition, and then what we're going to do is that for 2 weeks, we are going to analyze with my team, what are your weaknesses, what are your strengths, what's not working, what's working, and we're going to do that for 2 weeks, just identifying, doing variations, doing a lot of volume with 70%, 75%, 80%. And once we've identified all of your weaknesses, what we're going to do is we're going to dive into a 2 to 3 months training block, where the number one goal is going to be taking all of your weaknesses and just turning them into strengths. Okay. For example, myself, a few months back, I had a back strength problem because my legs were extremely strong, 280 kilo back squat, but at the same time, I only was pulling 190 kilos. So there was a huge gap there. So what we did was a lot of Romania deadlifts, a lot of back extensions. And with that, I was able to turn my back weaknesses into strength. And I was now very strong in the back, and I was able to clean jerk 180 kilos multiple times. And now the clean jerk is one of my strengths, because I was able to identify that weaknesses and turn them into strengths. And finally, once that's done, the PRs are going to come by themselves. We're going to do a 3 months training block where we're going to smash personal records. We're going to hit all of your goals. So it's truly a 4 to 6 months process that we use at 322, and that we use for myself in order to add 15, 20, 25 kilos to your total. And no, in the first few weeks, you're not going to be smashing PRs in your max out Friday, because when you're maxing out every single Friday, the coach is just caring about taking a few PRs from you and then just throwing you in the garbage, because when you're maxing out and touching weights that you're not ready for, you're just going to deform your technique, you're going to increase your risk of injury, and finally you're just going to burn out from the sport. So that's why at 3 to 2 what we do is truly build a strong foundation for a few months, and then the PRs are going to come by themselves. Your body, your mind is going to be asking for heavier weights. So what we prioritize is number one, and this is the most important, identifying and turning all of those weaknesses that you have into strengths. Once that's done, we're going to build a rock solid foundation for 2, 3 months, and we're going to truly sing long term. And the goals, yes, the final goal is to add 20, 25 kilos to your total. But the most important thing is that after your training sessions, you feel energized. That at your job, you feel energized. That you feel strong. That you feel confident. That you like your physique. That you feel extremely strong. And that number one, and guys, this is the most important, that you are injury free. You're lifting pain free. And that's going to be the number one goal. Okay? Because we do with lifting because we love it. We do with lifting, it's not our job. You guys have a business, you guys have your family, you guys have your kids. So you're not trying to become Olympic champions. You're trying just to enjoy the sport, feel strong, have a better physique, and all of this stuff. Okay, guys, and this is one of the most important things, and we're already coming to the end of the video, so listen closely. This is extremely important. General planification and coaches. Everybody online is going to try and sell you a general training plan because it's just way easier to do. You just do one and then you can have 300 athletes and you don't have any more work to do. But what you need to understand is that general training plans do not work 95% of the time. Because someone who works 60 hours per week, has kids, and a high stress life cannot have the same training plan as someone who's trying to qualify for the Olympic Games and is only doing weightlifting. This is extremely important, okay? Because those two type of people are completely different with different goals, different morphologies, different weaknesses, and you need to understand that you cannot train as the Olympic champions do, okay? Do not fall into the traps of apps, random platforms, and group calls. Group calls, it's not one-on-one coaching. Apps, it's not one-on-one coaching. And random platforms, it's not one-on-one coaching. One-on-one coaching is someone that's going to correct your lifting videos on the daily, who's going to have weekly calls with you. It's someone who's truly going to be one-on-one with you, that you can text anytime, he's going to respond to you. Every single time you send him the videos, he's going to correct you every single day. Okay, so how to not get scammed? Work with someone that has already done what you want to achieve, but most importantly, guys, listen closely, has also done it for other people. If I'm claiming, oh, I added 25 kilos to my total, okay, guys, so just click the link down below and I will make you add 25 kilos to your total, but I haven't done it for anyone else, my system doesn't work. My systems do not work. They only work for me. But if I have it done for many of my clients, such as Moy, such as Joshua, such as Brandon, then yes, absolutely my systems work. Okay? So not only has he achieved it, but has achieved it for other people. Work with someone who is going to be one-on-one and correct your lifting videos. And guys, only work with coaches who post their client wins on the daily. Not some client wins every single 3 months, or someone who only reposted the stories or something like that. Someone who truly shows you what kind of work they do with their clients. Okay? Now, the myths you should not fall into. You need to train every single day in order to progress and be good at this sport. When you have a job, you have a business, you need to understand that recovery and training go hand in hand. It's 50-50. So you truly need to take your time and be fully recovered for the next training session. PDs are the only way to achieve your goals. I guess that we're not in the 1980s anymore. There are good training systems out there. There are good recovery methods out there. There are good mobility, strength, technique protocols out there. You don't need PDs to achieve your goals. I've snatched more than 155 kilos and clean jerked more than 185 kilos without having to take one single pill in my entire life. Okay. The only thing that you need though is ibuprofen and a good training system. You cannot have a job and have a social life if you want to progress. Absolutely false. I have a social life. I have a business where I work more than 55 hours every single week, and I'm able to progress like crazy. I've added 25 kilos to my total in the span of 90 days. So you can have a social life, you can have friends. You need to max out every single Friday in order to have fun. Guys, when you max out 2 Fridays and you add 1 kilo PR, oh ho ho, yes, it's fun. But then when you're going to injure yourself, you're going to deform the technique and all of this stuff, it's not going to be fun anymore. Okay. So you truly need to build a solid foundation, be satisfied with your technical progress. Because it's not all about PRs. It's about technique, mobility, strength, and where you're going to see the progress in that and the progress in your PRs also, because when you improve that, you're going to improve your PRs too. So that's going to be fun and you're going to be injury free. What your progress should look like. I made 7 PRs in January after having built a rock solid foundation for 2 months. I did not just come to the gym and just, smash PRs. No, I built a rock solid foundation for 2 months, turned my weaknesses into strengths. One of my athletes, Moy, made over 12 PRs in the month of January after 1.5 months of building. 12 PRs. Just because we decided to work on his mobility, strength, accessories, and forget about the PRs came to us. We do not chase the PRs, they come to us. My athlete Brandon added plus 22 kilos to his total in the span of 3.5 months working with me. The results tell you everything, they talk by themselves. You can go see all of these results into my Instagram story highlights. The link is down below. Ibanez with lifting in Instagram. You can see all of the results of my clients, all of my results every single day. So guys, this system works, and just by applying everything that I've told you in this video, you should be ready to add 15-20 kilos to your total if you truly apply everything in the span of 3 to 4 to 5 months, depending on how far you are away from those 25 kilos and how many weaknesses you have. So if you need any guidance with that, just hit me up on Instagram. Do not send me any keyword or anything. Just DM me, say, Brian, I'm Pepito and I need help. That's it. And I will help you. I will see if I can help you, and we'll jump on a one-on-one qualification call. Okay, guys. So thank you so much for the support lately, and I hope that this video has helped. See you guys on the next one.